All
Let's
right.
go.
Salam alaikum. Good morning to you, Mr. Munir. Welcome
Very good
back to
morning,
another Daily Updates with A&M video with your
guys.
hosts, Aldin and Munir. Go ahead.
Welcome back, guys. We have some consistency now. I think it's been probably 10 days of pretty much starting in the same time with slightly like a minute up and down and doing them every day. So there's consistency. That's good.
There is. Today is 22 minutes up or down, but that is what brought the other average up to 1 minute because the other days we've been so spot on.
You know that I think we're kind of following the trend. Every live YouTube, whatever thing that I watch, and I watch like a few of them. They're always late. They always late.
Our on-time performance is dipped because of today.
Hey, your mic is again
Really?
robotic as yesterday or cutting.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean to me, I don't know on the video what's going on.
Man, these mics, man.
Now you're good. Now you're good.
Streaming. Okay, we're good. All right, man, let's dive in. Let's make the most of this.
Let's go.
Yesterday we had 1,736 available shipments, 51 available drivers, 36 of them were booked. We booked 46 loads. So unfortunately for the drivers who were not booked, but there were 10 drivers who were booked on 2 loads, which is great to see for them, but obviously you'd rather spread that out evenly. Took 440 bids. We had 65% follow-up ratio, which is very high, and 11.14 bid win ratio, which if you've been following us, you know that that's on the
It's very
higher
good,
end.
sir.
Average driver pay a bit under the normal average, but these things go up and down. 524 average driver earnings is still a phenomenal number, I would say. We got our little chart back and working. 46 of our bids were accepted. 426 were declined by the broker or the customer. 85 opportunities were declined by our drivers manually, and 410 were automatically declined, which is a very high number. That means that there's a lot of red in the dispatch settings. 262 are dispatchers declined, so we could have bid on them. The driver had a bid placed or an automatic bid placed. However, our dispatch declined, and it's always, for some reason, like it picks up in the future or something like that. And then 505 expired. Let's see. Adam said that the robotic is on, but I think he maybe sent that before we fixed it. Can you check on the stream? And I'll keep talking.
Yeah, I'll check on the screen.
505 being expired, man. It's a third of our opportunities. We definitely want to work on that. That means that this is a yellow load offer to a driver, and the driver does not respond. He lets it just go to just expire after 10 minutes of sitting there. The more of that, the less loads that we're gonna book for you guys. If you are gonna do yellow, then do it properly, and doing it properly means responding, declining, or accepting opportunities. We don't know when you just haven't seen it and when you're not interested. So what ends up happening is we end up making a bunch of unnecessary calls and wasting time that we could be using on other things, figuring out if someone saw the load or if they didn't see the load. Moral of the story, if you are doing yellow, please be responsive to those opportunities.
Yes, sir. I think we're good when it comes to audio. I checked and Adam as well. Adam, I don't remember we have a driver named Adam right now, but whoever you are, Mr. Adam Husseinovic, Dobrodošao, and yeah, nice to have you on.
Um, you want to go over this?
Yes, sir. We had actually a low number of code red drivers, only two of them. One is 020 in Minnesota, only 8 bids yesterday for that driver, and one is 007 that has only 3 bids. Now, he is close to Chicago, and as you can see, 200 something loads were available, but only 3 bids. Reason for that is this is we even offer some loads to this driver that we could have booked, but he wants to go home to Idaho. And I guess if you're gonna get a load to Idaho for somewhere, it's Chicago, and it's about just waiting for a load. But of course, we had some opportunities that he could have done, and we got you, man. We'll try to get you as close to home as possible for our driver 020, which will be later mentioned again in this in the other segment. Really sorry to see in only 8 bids from your place. Usually around Minneapolis, we have more activity. Hopefully today will be completely different, and we shouldn't have a double bad day from that area.
Yes, sir. Okay. Um, we're currently experiencing issues with Milestone app. Please report to dispatch if you see anything unusual. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you're building your own custom app. There's going to be a bunch of these little things. The way I always look at it is if a Google, a multi-gazillion dollar company, has technical issues, who are we to expect to never have them? But yeah, anytime you see, or right now in particular, if you see something off with the app, please let us know.
That's right. Gustavo, Mr. Gustavo is probably first load. This is the first load he did for our company. So it's a huge thank you to our brother and the new driver, part of the family, 641 Gustavo, who actually agreed to help us with the recovery. The other driver was delayed on his previous shipment, but Gustavo was kind of the closest option we had, and he agreed to do it. And we'll try to, of course, reward him, for this as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. With drivers, we've had plenty of great drivers. It's really all about that teamwork. It's really all about that willingness to kind of go above and beyond from our end, from their end. If we can view the banner of BHX as a banner that helps us all, then it's easier for people to sometimes make those sacrifices. It's easier for dispatchers to go above and beyond to do their best to get people booked and all of those good things. So yeah, I mean, anytime we have a driver uh, go out of their way to assist, we are extra appreciative of that. Yesterday, Mohammed booked the most loads with 16. Haris had the most bids with 194. They had a similar bid-win ratio, which looks off, and it's
It's off. It's off 100%.
the math isn't mathing,
The math isn't mathing. Yeah.
but we shall overcome this slight mathematical uh, impurity. Good job to the dispatch team in any case. The best load was in Ontario to Virginia, 686 on the mileage, 715. Virginia is kind of the middle of the road quality area. It's not the best, it's not the worst. So anytime we can get over $1 a mile, over $500, a load that's gonna take about 24 hours is my guess, or maybe even less than that. All around, it's a great phenomenal load. Love to see it.
Yeah, I personally, that might be just a hunch or a feeling. I personally like this part of Virginia close to Roanoke more than I do close to Richmond. Reason for that is historically we had a lot of loads coming out of Roanoke for our biggest customer that we have, and kind of like every day can expect to see that load at least and try to get it. But historically, just all data combined, Richmond area is better. But hopefully, this driver will get from here a load as well.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we got a Quebec to Georgia. We got 1,095 miles for 1,200. Dollar a mile on a 1,200-mile load from Quebec, going to a
Yeah,
still somewhat decent area in Georgia. It's a
we do
win.
this load. Yeah, we do this load almost every day. Really.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tricky load. It has hand loads, off loads, this and that, and but we're trying to squeeze every dollar, but we're kind of getting the same money always, and that's 1,200 on it. Either take it or leave it, kind of offer from the customer, and we would like to get
Squeeze.
more. Actually, yeah, we would
Squeeze,
like to get
baby.
more actually, because it's nothing heavy. It's usually like 300-400 pounds, and then hand load and hand offload, and bunch of other stuff, but it's still a good load in every parameter, I think.
It's easy for a strong man like yourself to say that 300-400 pounds is not that heavy, man.
Well, it's not one piece, so it's like a pallet with 5 boxes,
All
50
right.
pounds each.
All right. The best load, number 3, was in Illinois to Ontario, 425 for 475. Here's why this one's on the list, man. When you can end up in the best area for loads, and you can still make almost $500. This is, I mean, we're talking about 7 or 8 hours, 7 hours of driving, and you're making $500. It's a
Fun fact,
nice load. Tell me the
fun
fun fact.
fact,
Tell me.
fun fact. This driver actually got a load back to Chicago like 30 minutes ago.
Ooh,
That's
for probably better price though, right?
yeah, it's about the same, I think, but it's still a great load. It's
Nice.
going back to Chicago.
Phenomenal. Anyone that does not, cannot, will not do Canada, rethink your life choices. Canada's where it's at. Ready
Yes,
for the
sir.
weekend. Want to go home? Do not forget to update your dispatch settings. Consult with dispatch for any requests. Our dispatch team is knowledgeable, amazing, friendly, 24/7, and ready to assist. Our app is the most powerful app in logistics that is a driver-facing app, meaning that it's built for drivers. So you're able to really customize and define what it is you hope to gain out of this day or this week via that app. And it's a shame if you don't know how to use it properly. Reach out to us. We are ready to help 24/7, 365 and 366. Once
Well,
every, how often?
366.
Lunar year,
Isn't it
man.
isn't it like 364,
I don't
365?
know. Do I look like
Lunar,
a calendarician? I don't
I
know,
think
man.
lunar is like 10 days less, I think,
I
than
thought there was
solar.
an extra day every whatever amount, because there's a February 29th every whatever amount
Four
of
years,
years. It's not
every
4,
four
man.
years.
No, it's
It
not.
is.
Is it 4?
Yeah, every fourth year is Prestupna Godna. I don't even know in English language how to say that.
A lunar year, man.
Not lunar year. Lunar year is Hijretski calendar. Lunar year is just a lunar year. This is a solar year we're talking
Oh,
about.
man.
Lunar from
Uh,
lunus meaning moon.
what is lunar year? Lunar
Moon year.
year is the beginning of a new year based on the lunar calendar. Blah, blah, blah. February 29th. Leap year. Leap, 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 leap. Fun fact
I
for our
literally said
drivers.
leap in Bosnian.
Fun fact for our drivers. It's called a leap year, not a lunar year.
Yes, sir.
Munira, write that down. I tried to explain it to you, but it's leap. It's not lunar.
Okay, you live and learn. Leap, leap of faith, leap of faith.
Ah, look at this. We got some new graphics in here. A little bit hard to comprehend what exactly we're going for, but let's give it our best.
Let's
So
start from the middle.
let's start from the middle. So I think the
Late.
top left is the whole fleet, 86 stops. We had 5 late arrivals with 94% on time. Not very happy to see that.
Indeed.
However, we did have Mr. Roland with 100% with 6 stops. We had Mr. Nader with 100% on 3 stops, and we had Shaban with 100% on 3 stops. It is possible with proper preparation. I think talking about the benefits of on time performance and the bread and honey and milk and premium and Nike and Mercedes and all of that is beating a dead horse, but sometimes you got to beat the dead horse. So we will continue to do that tomorrow, but today we will spare it and just say thank you to those who are on time. Say to the rest of the fleet, we will work with you to get the standard to go up, and hopefully we can get everybody to properly contribute to our on time performance.
Absolutely. Here
It,
you go, man. Yesterday I said next time she's gonna bring up Aristotle or Plato, and she brought up Marcus Aurelius. That's like lived 2,000 years ago.
it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. This guy was full of gems. Have you read that
Yeah,
Meditations?
I did a long time ago, man. Long time. That was actually a kind of part of our school curriculum in high school. Too early to read this, in my opinion, because it was really complicated back then. It's kind of too deep and philosophical for a 17-year-old that is probably not thinking that deep and not probably 100% not thinking that deep.
Right. And I agree, man, because that kind of stuff, like I have seen 17-year-olds get too deep into that stuff, and then they take themselves and life too seriously before they've actually tasted
That's right.
life,
That's right.
and they don't even know what they're serious about. They don't even know what it is they truly. I mean, there are probably some people that are just, older than their age, mentally and maturely and all of that, and that are able to. But I think we've all also met those people that are too young, and they it's just this like external shell. On the external shell is where they show this Marcus Aureliusness, but internally, like they don't understand what it is they even stand for.
You couldn't. Nope. You said it. You said it really really well. You said it really well. I know, especially the school where I went. We had a lot of these. Well, maybe I was one of them as well. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't, but I wasn't. But yeah, we had a lot of these people that uh were coming from families with high expectations and something like that, and they were just too scared to live like a teenager and something like that, not too extreme, of course. And then combined with this, they ended up being that shell that is on the outside, um, really really serious, and on the inside is actually just confused.
Mm, exactly. You know, I've probably seen more of that in Bosnia than I have in the US growing up. When we started working with people in Bosnia, I started to encounter a lot of that philosophical depth and this and that. And, Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of damn Rome. Like he achieved the highest level of success possible at that time, or one of the highest or whatever. Um, but then you see people that, want to live by those principles and philosophies, but they have achieved nothing in life. They've contributed nothing to this world. They have not made anyone's life easier, but they are sitting there in their, in their deep philosophical
That's
mind.
right.
So,
That's right. That's right. Well, what I've experienced when I in my 20s is that I kind of grew. I got disappointed by philosophy, and deep thinking and not deep thinking, philosophy and that whole literature stuff. Because apart from the ideological side where you learn about morals and try to understand yourself better and everything around you better, it does not have a physical benefit or that will bring something to your family that you're trying to take care of and something like that. But it does really help to understand
Yeah,
oneself, to better oneself when it comes to just understanding the world around you and having the proper moral ethics and morals and ethics and something like that. But there are religions and there is in my case, in our case, it's Islam that will provide you with morals and ethics and the right path. And then if you consider it as something sacred to you, you might not even need philosophy, but had a
he's
chance to
fighting
have it.
this weekend. You excited?
Yeah, very, very. Actually, yesterday I knew that there were like two, three episodes of Embedded, but yesterday I watched uh, first two, I think. And yeah, it's he looks sharp. He looks sharp, and Habib is in his corner for the fight, which is a change because he wanted to just lay low and not be a part of that. But that's, I mean, but look, man, I love Dustin Poirier, and I think he's
I know.
scary. And if he catches Islam might go down, man. I'm afraid. Even though I'm, of course, Islam big fan, but if he catches him on the chin, yeah, man, everyone can go down. Everyone, man.
Everyone can go down, and we always say that. And every once in a while, you see everyone can go down manifesting itself. But then,
Volkanovski.
more often, you also see the better man win the fight. And it's let's call it 10% of time everyone has that puncher's chance, and then things can go. And of course, when the skill gap is smaller, like in the case of Islam and Dustin, then that puncher's chance is not really a puncher's chance. Like if it's just a bum he's fighting that can maybe throw a punch and. But yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
I
Yeah, it's exciting month.
anticipate.
Did you look at
Uh,
the June schedule, man?
no, is that no, no, no.
You got Islam, you got Hamzat versus Whitaker on the 17th of June, I think. Then you got Conor
Hmm.
versus that guy on the
Chandler, yeah.
920 something, and then at the end of the month you got something again, and then beginning of the July you got Leon versus Belal Muhammad as well.
And
So it's
yeah, we're gonna make it out to one of the events, inshallah, one day.
inshallah.
Throwback Thursday to 11/6 of 17 when Cheval joined BHX. Cheval has been with us for a very long time. A phenomenal human being, a pleasant human being. I think every conversation he has, he smiles and laughs at some point, or that's what it sounds like anyway, speaking with him. Um, and a long, long, long time driver. So thank you for your
Indeed,
service. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your hard work, for your dedication, Mr.
indeed.
Cheval.
I would just say he's from my plot of land. He's we're from the same kind of same county, and I mean originally that's where he's from, and he came to this office as well. I think twice, and yeah, he was generous to treat us with lunch and something like that. And then he's just a wonderful human being. We try to, of course, return the favor as much as we can always, and yeah,
Let me ask
all
you a
good things
question,
about him.
man. In the US, where you're from, is not nearly as significant as it is in Bosnia. Like, almost never is that asked on any level of like there's a
You know why?
tribalism to it in Bosnia. There's a
You know
tribalism to
why?
it. Why? Why? I
You
don't
know
know.
because your family, my family, Cheval's family have been in Bosnia for God knows how long, thousands of years or something like that. And some American families in US, what, 50 years, 70 years? Ellis Island 100 years, and it's not that they're not really ingrained in that family as in that country as they are in the
Funny.
old country.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, man, as well. Probably American Native Indians and they know where they're from, really, where they're
Yeah.
from. Cherokee Nation, I don't know, Apache Nation, and something like that. They know where they're from. That's tribalism. When you were somewhere for 1,000 years, you really, tend to think about that background or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why.
There's a deeper convo there that we'll have someday as well. But we'll go ahead and wrap up with that. Hopefully people enjoyed and benefited from this. Um, Thank you for your time, Mr. Munir, and we'll go ahead and